Hey guys, this is Ellie and I'm doing your reading, your weekend reading for the 24th, 25th, 26th of January 2015. Hasn't it gone real quick already? I can't believe how quick this year is going. But I have pulled out the cards and it's going to be an interesting weekend. Now, you're going into the weekend not feeling absolutely wonderful, but there's going to be a turn of events and you will find the answers that you seek, so that when you leave out of the weekend going into Monday, Tuesday, you will have a yes moment. You'll have answers to getting out of the path that you've created, which you felt boxed in, and you will definitely have some wonderful ideas how to move forward. So starting off, we are in the position of the Nine of Swords, where we are having a time of crisis. Some of you could be going through a time of crisis. Some of you could be dealing with a shock. Some of you could be deeply insecure, too bashful, finding it all getting too much. I feel like that there's a Capricorn around this scenario. Obsessing about thoughts, obsessing about an idea, obsessing whether it be work, financially, home life, relationships, not being able to turn your brain off, not being able to move away from a thought that it's burning. It's a burning thought. It's causing you distress. It's causing you to worry. And it can be just as simple as getting out of your head, overthinking things, overreacting, being oversensitive, coming from a place of crisis, crisis thoughts. It could also be having mental decline or physical decline, being sent to bed because you are physically not feeling well or mentally not feeling well. You could be looking after someone in your care who suffers mentally. You could go through a moment of just not knowing what to do. This is how you're coming into the weekend. Now, the angel card that accompanied that says that you are protected from all types of harm and the worst is behind you now, and I ask you to relax and feel safe. Now, she is putting out love and a bubble of chakra around the home life. So this could be that for some of you that are in this obsessive crisis, deep mental anguish around the home, that it's unfounded, or it's you've made it to be bigger in your mind than it necessarily actually is, and you may calm down through the weekend because you find information. It could be you hear something and you go nuts, and then you realize once you've calmed down and get through to the bottom of the weekend that geez, I wish I could take time back and reverse it all, because it's not as bad as you thought. So around your home life, you are protected. So let that protection come. Now, I feel like some of you are coming from, you've just come out of a ruling, whether it be, I don't know what the ruling is. It could be about divorce. It could, or you've just entered a court of some sort. This is where you are, where your mind's at. This could be where you are, you've just had enough of the court process. The balancing of the scales, getting judged, going to a court of some sort. Maybe you don't think it's going to go in your way, but then by the end of the weekend, you might feel better about that. So this could be custody, this could be divorce, this could be speeding tickets, whatever it is to do with the law. It could also be you've been in a battle of wills with the contracts of some sort. You could be battling the bank, and it's wearing you down. That's why you're feeling this way. It's wearing you down. It could be balancing the books, balancing your home life and your work life, and that's what's causing you stress. That's what's causing you decline, is there, because you just, as much as you look, you just can't seem to get the right balance between work and home, or your love and your child life with your children. But there's some sort of balance and some sort of legal, whether it's the courts or whether it's contracts or whether it's the bank, something official, could be your work. Where does the Mr. Darcy. This is my cat, Mr. Darcy. Sit down, Mr. Darcy. Sit down, Mr. Darcy. Come on. Mr. Darcy wants to be in the middle of your video. A black cat. Wah! No, black cats are actually good luck. Don't worry about things like that. You've heard those before. Black cats are wonderful luck. That's why I've got a black cat, because every witch should have one. Just kidding. So, this is also balancing out being high strung and your bringing your humor up, not being so serious all the time and having a bit of fun. Maybe that's where you're feeling trapped. You're feeling like you haven't had time off. You're feeling like you haven't had a night out. You're feeling unsupported. Some of you are feeling unsupported. Maybe people have jumped ship and maybe everyone's away at the moment and you feel like you have no one to turn to. It could very well be that you need to balance. Maybe you are emotionally and mentally just over it, and you really just need to lift your wounds, stay at home, and see how this weekend. Because at the end of the week, the weekend, you will be feeling wonderful. Okay, so I don't know how this is starting for you, because everybody's different, and this is for thousands of people. So where you are when you're going into the weekend, if you are stressing, feeling like you have no way out, you're feeling trapped, obsessing about the thoughts, not being able to turn your mind down, mental decline, all of those different things. No, Mr. Does. All of those different things. So where are we coming from? So someone's coming from some sort of ruling, some sort of rules, some sort of balance of the scales. That's where this is stemming from. This is where this is all coming from. So what do you need to do next? Well, first thing you need to do is you need to get creative. You need to give birth to new ideas. Some of you are giving birth this weekend. Some of you will find out you're pregnant this weekend, and that might be why you're crying, because it was a giant shock and you weren't ready for it. But by the end of the weekend, and you feel this will grow on you and you feel a lot better. It could be that you hear some shocking news about a family member. The Empress is all about being fertile, being strong, being solid, being independent, whether you're female or male, doesn't matter what. Letting the ruling your domain. She is the queen. Another word for empress is queen. So, and she's covered in luxury. She is not afraid to speak up. So this is what you need to do, or what's going to happen next. So you need to be strong. You need to give birth to new ideas. You need to come up with some new creative ideas. You need to speak up for yourself, and maybe you need to go and see your mother. Maybe you need to, there's an Aquarius that will help you with some answers here. You have to let things flow. Everything happens at the right time. Everything happens when it's meant to happen. So, the angel card that came with it is to help heal the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. So when you come into the weekend and you're feeling this way, what I would like you to do is to sit back and say, okay, so if I was not the person involved, if I'm looking at it from the other person's point of view, how would I feel? Okay, so if you can be empathetic and you can see this from another person's point of view, this might give you some a way out. This might give you a different perspective. Perhaps you can go and talk to someone and get their advice. Even the flowers are down in this. So, what are your firm foundations? Well, you could be given the money to get out of this dilemma. You could be given whatever it needs to get out of this dilemma. You actually have the power in your own hands. So it's all about being creative, looking within, finding out what it is that you have to get you out of whatever is happening this weekend, because I feel like you're going into the weekend on a decline, but you're coming out with a yes. So during this weekend, answers will come out. You will, even if you have heard something which has set you off, more will come, more will flow as the weekend goes. So Ace of Pentacles, being on top of being handed money, being handed the gift, being handed whatever it needs to get through this. Now, this is also having what you need in your hand. It's actually available to you. You just don't realize it's available to you. Having the power. You have the power to make the shift, to make the change. You have the power. The angel card says you are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon this earth. So you have to let your strength come out. You have to let your independence come out. You have to let your warrior and your lion come out and be the person that you are meant to be, because it's in you. The answers are in you. How to get through this is in you. This could be one of these weekends where you have a defining factor on, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards in one weekend spread. So these are making major developments, major movements forward, making major head work and getting the change made by major movement. So maybe you will find that you're a lot stronger than you thought you were. Maybe you are starting something, you're dreading the weekend because you have to do all this work and you don't think you're going to get through it. And then at the end of the weekend, you're laughing because you aced it. You aced it completely. You aced it completely. It wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be. So, it's all about perspectives. You could be going into the weekend thinking, oh, gosh, there's just too much. I can't handle it. And as you go through, you'll find that, yeah, you do. Now, in the very near future, some of you will have a lucky escape. If you're the one going to the court and you might find that the judge rules in your favor and you don't get the ticket after all, you might think you're going to go to jail and the judge rules in your favor and you find out you got the 9th life. There's the black cat. See, I just had the black cat in here before, and there's the black cat as well. So being lucky, escaping, getting away with something, luckily getting away with something. So if it's a ruling, you might find that you got away with it anyway, if it's to do with the law. If it's to do with your custody battles, you might find that you have another life. You might be thinking that you're down and out. Whatever the situation is, if you're feeling down and out, you actually are not down and out, and you'll find that this weekend that you have an extra life. You do have a spare life up your sleeve. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Learn your lessons this weekend. This is about learning lessons, putting it behind you and moving forward. Now, there's a very strong Leo in this reading for this card. So, and this is about fertility, being the Queen of Wands. She's the Queen of Wands. She's sitting pretty. She's not overly thin. She is well looked after. She's the head of her domain. Everyone bows down to her. She's got full control over her passions. She's got full control over her emotions. She decides when there is movement to be had, when there's new growth to be had. And this all stems back to you being powerful, letting your inner roar out. Okay, so you have to let that happen. The Empress and the Queen, lots of royalty here. You've got to let this happen, and you've got to, for some of you, you'll meditate. For some of you, go to your place of worship. For some of you, you'll turn all the electronics and networks off and just have a really quiet weekend contemplating. For some of you, you will have worried yourself into the state of a migraine. Some of you will have worried yourself down to the point of fatigue, being run down, cold sores, shingles, being laid up in bed. For some of you, you'll be meditating on it, thinking on it, going to a place of worship, seeking advice, really getting within, reflecting, finding out what you really want, finding out exactly what you need to make that happen, finding out what your feelings are. Maybe you'll feel that you actually aren't as worried about it as you were afterwards once you think about it. When you let things settle, you might be feeling quite differently after all. Just let things unfold naturally and organically, and let's see how things work out. the cat made such a mess, and naughty Mr. Darcy, it's cat's name's Mr. Darcy. So I just have to fix these cards before I can continue. Now, what is your subconscious thinking, or what is your deepest hopes and fears? Well, for starters, someone is being a little bit selfish, or someone's trying to get away with something, someone's trying to manipulate someone. And again, I feel like he's acting a bit of a clown, or she's acting a bit of a clown. This could be why you're feeling like this, or maybe it's you. That you feel like you're manipulating, feel like you're getting away with something. Lock it up. Make sure that no one's getting into your personal details. If you don't want personal details out, make sure that you put things away. But I feel like you're going to have a win over this because you got the victory. So subconsciously, doesn't matter how you're feeling, deep down inside, even though you're devastated, or you may not be devastated, it all depends on who you are. So you might just be a little bit over it. You might be frazzled. You might be overworked, underappreciated, and feeling like you need to have a break. But whatever it is, mentally there is an answer coming. There will be a victory. You will sort it out, and you will, if it's over the manipulator, you will have a victory over the manipulator. If it's you being the manipulator, well, then you will have a victory over that, and you will no longer manipulate. So, and that's another thing. Someone could be holding something over you, and that's why you've just had enough. You just can't take it anymore, and so you're silent in your room, and you're thinking about things. So do not despair. There is a victory, and the end card was a giant fat yes. So that means that everything's going to be brilliant, and you also have a victory. That's all in one reading. So it doesn't matter what things look like. I guarantee you that it will look better by Monday, Tuesday. Guarantee it. So what is the world see? Well, the world sees you as a fighter. Again, a very Leo card, a very young, fresh, and someone on an adventure and knows how to get out there and get things done. The world sees you as a fighter. The world sees you as someone who is strong and independent and can get things done. And this is how you are deep down inside. You can, move forward, but you are nearly in control of all your passions and your thoughts and all of those things. You're a knight, so you're not as young as a page, but you're not quite as in touch with your emotions as a king or a queen. So, you do have a handle. Don't go storming off, having a lightning has struck. You've got this burning desire to get out there and charge forward. Take your time. For some of you, take your time. If you're going to accuse something of someone of something, I would not. I would wait and see what unfolds, because more information will come out. But if it's moving forward on an idea is struck, and you know how to get out of it, go forward, because the next card is the Chariot card. Again, moving forward fiercely, finding a way to move forward fiercely. Someone could be buying a car this weekend and not thinking that the loan will go through, and you find out that you do. Finding that you have the support to move forward a lot more than you thought you could. Booking travel and having someone help you get that sorted. Maybe you've been worrying because you need to get somewhere and you don't have the finances to get there, and you're not sure how to do it. Someone will come in and hand you that gift. But you are moving forward. There's definitely progress. There will be moving forward in a positive way. And you'll have the inspiration. The inspiration will hit. You will get this from your God, from your, Jesus, your God, your source, your, temple, whatever it is. If you meditate, reflect, you will have a source of inspiration. It will just hit you. You might have an aha moment and realize, well, if I keep doing what I've always done, I'm going to keep getting the same results over and over again. So you might think to yourself, well, maybe if I moved forward, I've got a great idea. What if I move forward in a different direction? What if I try something foreign? This could be seen as foreign. What if I try something different? What if I go in a different direction? What if I do something different this time, and I will have a lot better response? And then moving forward with that idea. What happens if you get an aha moment and realize that the cause of all your problems is yourself, that you are insecure, you are paranoid, that you can sometimes overreact and be oversensitive, and perhaps It's just being in your head. Perhaps you need to get out of your head and not be so focused and so obsessed and so determined. Perhaps you live in your head. Perhaps you have had someone give someone's put you down. Perhaps you've put your worth in other people's value. That somebody else's value is how you value your worth. So maybe someone has not spoken highly of you, and that's, you've just crashed. You've just crashed and burned because you didn't get the desired response that you thought you were going to get. You thought that would be, received a lot more appreciatively or a lot more positively, and you didn't get that reception. It was quite flat or negative. And so maybe you'll have the aha moment this weekend that I don't need to worry what other people think, because, you are the highest authority over yourself, and how other people see you is irrelevant. It's how you feel. Are you happy with your decisions that you're making? Are you happy with the way you live your life? Are you on top of your emotions? Do you let people poke you? Do you let people stir the pot? Do you let people make you feel bad about yourself? Do you let people manipulate you? Maybe that's what's going to come out this weekend, and you'll realize that no, you won't do that anymore. But whatever happens this weekend, you will emotionally be feeling a lot better. Emotionally, you'll be healing a lot better. You'll be putting things behind you, like the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis. This weekend you go in as a caterpillar and you come out released as a butterfly. This weekend is going to be a massive transformation, or you'll have a massive surge on how to get out of this problem, or a major shift in whatever is causing you trouble. Or if you've gone into this weekend with a lot on your plate, you'll come out of this weekend feeling satisfied, proud of yourself, job well done, and completely relieved. There's definitely relief this weekend. So who's judging? There's a bit of judgment going on. Are you judging yourself too harshly? Is someone judging you too harshly? Again, letting other people bring your mood down, letting your moods and your feelings for yourself be in other people's hands. Also, this could be hearing from someone afar, reconciling with someone you haven't seen for a while, an ex, an old school friend, someone from the past. You could be, if there would be a celebration, something to celebrate. You could be celebrating hard work and celebrating conclusion, balancing the scales. You could be celebrating the fact that you've hung in there. You could be patting yourself on the back for, and blowing your own trumpet. Look, look how far I've come. Look, when things were down, I carried on working and I come through the other end. So patting yourself on the back, someone, you blowing your own trumpet, someone blowing it for you. Reconciling with someone you haven't seen for a while. It could be from afar. It could be that they've come from afar, or that you haven't seen them from a long time. There will be a celebration, and the angels are saying, have patience. Now's the time to learn, study, gather information, and really enjoy that process, because you'll be able to put that into action. You'll be able to synthesize what you learn and gather to help you with the solution. So it's all there. And then the last card is the yes. So this is a great turn of events. It means that whatever, and I feel like there's a Capricorn around this, whatever was bothering you when you go into the weekend, again, this is the 24th, 25th, and 26th of January 2015, all roundabouts wherever you are in the world, because some parts of the world are a day behind. So, however that works. But you'll come into the weekend not feeling so crash hot, but you'll come out of the weekend with answers, with a firm plan, firm foundations. You'll know where the money will come from. You know who will be supporting you. You'll know what to do next. You'll have, your armor on. You've got your armor on. You're suited up. You're ready to go on your great adventure again another night. So, feeling revived, feeling young, feeling fresh, feeling revived, feeling like you're ready to go. and you have everything you need in your hand. Financially, you'll have the money, you'll have the support that you need, you'll have all the equipment that you need, and you'll know in which direction that you need to go. So, whatever it is that's bothering you when you go into the weekend, at the end of the weekend, you'll be safe. You'll know exactly what to do next. So if this is in relation to a custody case, then some information will come forward which will give you relief, knowing that you'll be able to sort things out. Perhaps if this is over a ex and you that have just recently broken up, there'll be movement, one or the other, because this is seeing something from the other person's point of view. Maybe you'll see something on the TV in a movie, or even just watching this video, and realize maybe I have been a bit harsh. Maybe I was a bit oversensitive. Maybe I jumped too quickly. Maybe I judged too quickly. Maybe I could own my own actions and take responsibility for my part in the argument. And then maybe you could offer an olive branch. Or maybe they'll just come to you, and because you are more receptive, you can open up the doors of communication and the dialogue will move freely, because there's movement, positive, fresh movement forward, and healing. There is healing, so emotional healing. But if it's, having a weekend from hell and you're not looking forward to this weekend at all because it's just too much on, you'll find that it wasn't that bad after all. You'll find that you were able to get through everything. You'll have the right people at the right time. You'll have the right help at the right time. You'll have the right money at the right time. You'll be feeling good. There will be a victory of some sort. Maybe it's you feeling that you've won the victory because you've stood through it. Maybe standing your ground, maybe not doing what you've always done and doing something differently. That's a little victory, or it could be a massive victory. I don't know. It's how these words sit in your life. So this weekend there will be major shifts, whether it's the way you think, whether it's the way you feel, whether it's the way you see yourself or the way you see other people. Whether this has got something to do with your work and how you balance your work and your money, or how you balance your work and your home life, or how you balance your children and your work and home life. Maybe someone will offer to babysit. Maybe someone will offer to help you out. Maybe you've been trying to have a baby for so long and you're just over it, and then at the last minute you find that you're pregnant, or you find this most amazing new route that you can go down. Maybe you have been missing someone. You could be feeling this way because you're missing someone, and then you hear from them. Whatever it is that makes you feel like you have no way out, whatever it is that makes you feel distressed and makes you feel like you don't have anything, at the end of the week, you won't be feeling like that. So I hope you enjoyed that weekend reading, and I certainly enjoyed doing it for you. You can get a personal reading with me, HYPNOYOUellie@hotmail.com. My readings I do by Skype at HYPNOYOUellie@hotmail.com, and you pay by PayPal, again, same address, HYPNOYOUellie@hotmail.com. You'll be saying that in your sleep soon. And if you want to do a one-question email, please pay by PayPal and then send the email through, and I will try and get them back to you within 24 hours. If I can't, I get them back to you in the order that I get them. Try and do a cash one so that it clears immediately. If you do it by check or whatever it is, it can take 5 days. That's not me holding it up. It's the PayPal. It has to be processed. So, yes. So, thank you very much for letting me be part of your life, and I really enjoy doing your readings, and I hope you enjoyed this one.